Muzzy, a language learning program for children. Also a piece of nostalgia for Nickelodeon watching children in the 1990s. What is Muzzy? What was the BBC thinking when creating him? What is wrong with this letter H? And most importantly, who is this actress? To all my constituents, I ask the one question: where have all the cowboys gone? I'm Tyem, and here's some history on Muzzy, BBC language learning for children. Back during the UK's Maggie Thatcher years of the 1980s, a time known for socio-economic inequality and skyrocketing unemployment, the British Broadcasting Corporation decided that the world needed more English speakers. And who better to bring the language to an international market of children than an outer space, clock-eating, Bigfoot-looking dude like Muzzy? In the late 1970s, the BBC had ventured into teaching English to younger foreign audiences with the TV series Follow Me, that would prove popular enough to draw a Chinese audience alone of 500 million viewers. Seeing the potential for more success in the secondary language market, Follow Me's writer and producer Joe Hambrook would be teamed up with animator Richard Taylor to create the future phenomenon known as Muzzy to further build on the potential for the market in the 1980s. Their first effort was Muzzy in Gondolin, a direct-to-video animated film released in 1986 that featured Muzzy the alien who visits Earth and the kingdom of Gondolin, which is ruled by a bunch of rats, all while delivering lessons by method of excruciating repetition. The content within the feature is mostly simple, innocent, and pedestrian, though at times could be described as nothing short of bizarre. Just take a look.
I'm fat. I'm fat.
Good morning, I'm Norman.
I'm clever.
There's also now an infamous scene in the film during a recap of the alphabet as each letter appears on the screen. When the letter H appears, a house made of what many suspect to be human flesh quickly flashes for a frame for reasons only known by the original animators. This just reminds me of the VHS cover of the Little Mermaid debacle. You gotta love old school animators and their lewd sense of humor. Muzzy did not initially prove successful, mainly due to poorer immigrants unable to afford the luxury of such a product. As a tactical shift, Federico Mallo, an agent for the BBC, suggested pushing Muzzy to teach a multitude of languages to English-speaking children instead, with America highlighted as a possible future landing ground for the product. With help from the original animator and producer, the 80-minute film was repackaged and expanded into 5 hours of video with supplemental materials, and so Muzzy was reshaped into an all-comprehensive learning program. A sequel film, Muzzy Comes Back, was released in 1989 and received the same treatment, being turned into another "teacher got a hangover so I'm popping in a video to keep you distracted until the bell rings" educational tool. The first languages made available outside of English were French, Spanish, German, and Italian. In 1990, the AP reported that secondary English learning was an industry worth $11 billion, and the UK alone took a sixth of that market. But no official statistic has been given on how much Muzzy attributed to that figure, though estimated copies of Muzzy sold at the time were 22 million. Where many of us first encountered Muzzy for the first time was around 1994, when 2 commercials for the program, one featuring Spanish learning and the other French, began airing regularly on the children's cable network Nickelodeon. The French ad would prove the most memorable and effective, featuring an unknown actress that some have speculated to be Diane Muljoir, best known for her role as Dr. Catherine Pulaski on Star Trek: The Next Generation, though this has been refuted by those in forums from the Muzzy nostalgic community. The classic unforgettable line she says during the commercial is,
Je suis la jeune fille.
Yes, that's French they're speaking, and no, these children aren't French, they're American.
For only the low price of 6 easy payments of $28.17, any American child could become bilingual, trilingual, or at the very least, lay off some of the Are You Afraid of the Dark to partake in some of the finest British edutainment. The Muzzy commercial would later become a nostalgic pillar, a soundbite carried on by those from the millennial generation like myself, and into adulthood where people like me subsequently make videos about it. Muzzy would grace classrooms into the early aughts until the franchise underwent a major CGI facelift around 2013 that is absolutely horrifying, Muzzy is still teaching kids to this day with a wide variety of languages now to choose from. But a greater mystery remains beyond Muzzy and his flesh house subliminal messages that will forever be an unscratchable itch. Who is this woman and where is she and her Nancy Reagan vibes today? Assist me in the housekeeping, like the video, tell me about all of your favorite nostalgic commercials geared towards children's education, and if you have any information on who this woman is, please let me know. Don't litter.